Hello class, this is Professor Aaron Rollins, and on yesterday when I went and checked out the quiz grades, I was really appalled. I couldn't understand why I didn't have one person to make 100, and there were very few B's, so I figured it was probably something on my fault, on my part. So I decided to do this quick video to kind of go through the quiz and help you all out. First of all, if you go and check your quiz grades right now, you'll see that your quiz grades should be a lot better. But I do kind of want to go through this quiz with you all to make sure we're on the same page so you all will know what we're doing in the future. For example, this first question reads, when were Africans first brought to North America? And this is the Gavin's article on this side, and it says here, long before the British established Jamestown, Virginia in 1607, Africans came to North America. In 1526, about 400 Spaniards with 100 slaves arrived. Most people teach that Africans were first brought to America in 1619, right here, in 1619. But the truth of the matter is, and I want you all to know, that Africans actually were brought to North America in 1526, long before they established Virginia. Second question reads, the U.S. Constitution sanctioned slavery. So on page 95, right here. But the Constitution of the United States, by virtue of its pro-slavery clauses, legalized slavery where it exists. So did the Constitution actually sanction slavery? Yeah, it sure did. In Article 4, Section 2. The original Article 4, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution. It's also the answer to that question is also on page 104 of the Gavin's article. And they actually use the term sanctioned slavery right here in the second paragraph. 3/5 and other clauses actually sanctioned slavery. So that's the answer to number 2. Number 3, slavery served 3 major functions, including, now the answer to this one is on page 104. Slavery served 3 major functions, including to maintain forced labor, to preserve class relations, and to regulate race relations. I mean, those were the 3 answers. They're right here on page 104. The next question. The blank freed the slaves in North America. Right here, the last sentence, if you read it to the end, it says, but it was the 13th Amendment that legislated slaves' general emancipation. The last sentence of the reading. The next question. Several whites helped with the emancipation of African American slaves, including, and this is question number 5. It's on page 102. William Lloyd Garrison. On page 101, we talked about John Brown and Abe Lincoln. David Walker, if you read right here, you'll read that David Walker was actually a black man. David Walker, a North Carolina born black man. So that's why David Walker is not one of those answers. Question number 6. The slave revolts include, this is on page 99 and 100. It talks about several slave revolts. And they talked about the Nat Turner Revolt, the Stono Rebellion on page 99, the Haitian Revolution on page 100, and other slave revolts on page 100. So they go through various slave revolts right in these couple of paragraphs right here. Number 7, blacks owned slaves. It's on page 98. Right here. You read page 98 right here. It talks about Anthony Johnson owned slaves right here. Number 8, when a slave was executed by the state, the owner was compensated financially. True or false? That's on page 99. Owners of executed slaves were compensated. Number 9, chattel slavery. So a lot of you all got a few of these right, but I want to go and show you all where this question came directly from. Number 9 was on page 96. It's talking about being a chattel slavery. And right here it says slaves could not be parties in a lawsuit. They could offer testimony in courts. That's the second answer to this question. Next sentence. They were forbidden to enter agreements. They could not own property. Their marriages had no legal standing. So if you answered all of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correctly, you would have received 10 points. Some of you didn't answer all of those correctly. That's why you received fewer points. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I actually went back and changed it so you all did get full credit for those if you got one of them 5 correct. and seasoning. Seasoning was done in two ways, and here are the answers. Placing new slaves, here's the first one, and breaking in regiment. And it talked about it being a method of socializing the slaves. The quiz for this week actually came directly from the Gavin's reading. You are going to have to do the reading, so make sure you read carefully. I could tell after reading your post that a lot of you are actually doing the readings and you're gaining something from the readings, but I want you all to read it closely. Those of you who are trying, as you can see, I'm trying my best to work with you. There's some of you who are not taking the quizzes, who are not doing the discussion, and of course you can see your grades are reflecting that. I also see that some of you all are doing the initial post, and then you're actually responding to a classmate's post, but you're not coming back and responding when a classmate has responded to your post. And if you have received a 75 on your discussion board, that's probably the reason you're not doing the final response. I give you 50 points if you have a substantive post, your original post, 25 points if you responded to your classmate's post, and another 25 points if you responded to what they said regarding your post. So if you received 75s on your discussion boards, that's probably the reason.